And now on to game number 2 between Sjow and aTnSocke. We're on Metalopolis right now. We have Sjow, blue Terran player, spawning in the top part of the map. And we have aTnSocke spawning on the right side of the map, our red Protoss player. Last game was such a close game. I was almost positive Socke was going to win it. And I think Socke was kind of sure he was going to win it too after just such a steamroll of his opponent's base. That was kind of ridiculous. He just crushed his opponent's base so bad, but that Marine drop at his main killed his main. He didn't have enough money to rebuild his main, so he was instantly trapped. And with really good decision making, he took out that robotics bay, which would allow him to make a warp prism and transfer units to the expansion to kill it. So actually killing the robotics facility first should have been in his number 1 priority, which it was, which was great. And then second would have been the starport. But he probably didn't think about that too far through. But it worked out great for him. He got that expansion up, transferred his buildings over, and just, held off the one void ray, which was all that could actually attack him. So Sjow showing some great like critical thinking and late game clutch play. Managed to pull out a win there, even though he basically got crushed by that army, and Socke just didn't have a way to transport his army down there to that base. And that didn't work out too well for Socke. But on to game number 2, so Socke has a chance to redeem himself. And he had a pretty similar builder to this game. Cybernetics core popping up about halfway. This is similar to getting out very quick. And we do have this 4-position map, 4-player map, and we do have close air distance once again. So it wouldn't surprise me in the least. Sorry, I forgot to put the production tab. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if we saw Socke go for the... nope, but he's not going to do that. He's going to make a warp gate. I was going to say it wouldn't surprise me if we saw him go for the same build, get out 2 Phoenixes and start harassing, but since he did get this warp gates first, I don't think he's going to do that. Last game we did see him hold off the warp gates until after he made the starport, just so he could get that starport out as quickly as possible, but not going to go for that. Instead, he's going to go for a gateway robo opening. Very safe opening, and let's check out what Sjow is up to. Sjow making a, this looks similar, I think, to his last game build. He went barracks, factory barracks, getting out of tech lab, getting a couple marines. So this build looks very similar to Sjow, playing game number 1. So Socke going to go on the offensive here with this early stalker. If he's aware of the build order that Sjow likes to do, he knows he doesn't like to get a marauder out quick, and that's just going to allow a stalker just to come up there and actually do a little bit of damage. No, he's not going to even bother with that. Of course, stalkers can easily outrange out micro marines all day long, and since they have those shields that regenerate, it really is a great unit to harass just a few marines. And Hellion is already out, and where is he going to go? Is he going to go scout here and then just scout the main out? And there's not going to be much Socke can do about this. He's getting a sentry out, so I don't know if he's going to waste a force field on this. He probably will. If he can get there in time, this is going to be so close. Does he see it coming? Oh no, he just turns around. He could have just ran straight in there. I think he could have made it, or at least made him use a force field. But deciding to pull back. Let's check what kind of vision he has there. Yeah, he hasn't seen anything yet, but he should be well aware of where he's at. Now, Sjow, we saw him go with that really strong timing push that would have worked if his opponent wouldn't have went for Phoenixes, but he gets like 2 Marauders, 2 Hellions, and actually a couple of Marines, and actually there's a 3rd Hellion showing up, so he's going to go for an attack here. But once again, Socke is going to have more than enough force fields. He's going to have 1 on this one, 1 on this one, maybe even 2 once the timer catches up and he gets some more energy. But an Immortal is coming out. That's going to be nice against at least the Immortals. Against the Hellions and Marines, not so much. But if he lands these force fields, this is going to completely shut down this rush. We're probably going to see Sjow pop up an expansion here pretty soon. He just is working on a second gas. His observers checking all this stuff out, but Socke has to be paying attention to this. He cannot let those units get at that ramp whatsoever because his army is not meant to deal with this. He does have a couple of stalkers though, preemptively throwing down a force field. He does have some more stalkers out and an Immortal out, so I think in a fight, this would be pretty close. I think Sjow would actually win it just because if he microed better, he could take it out. But and he could also do so much damage with these Hellions. He could basically just A-move with the rest of his army, send the Hellions here to the probes. But good force field. Gets vision though. He's going to build a focus fire down, kill that Immortal. No, Socke micro too good. And so he gets that Immortal away just in time, very quick. And now Sjow forced to fall back, losing 2 of those Hellions. So force field wise, he's got 2 force fields left, so Socke is just going to be sitting pretty for a while. And we do have a reactor on this barracks. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw Sjow swap this starport over there and just drop in a whole boatload of units. So let's check the harvester count, 31 versus 29. So aTnSocke sitting at 31 and 29, and we actually have a robotics facility generating out of Colossi. And what else we got going here? 3 warp gates, and he's going to be on 1 robo, so that's good enough to support off 1 base. And Sjow kind of not making any, so we're going to have an expansion. I was like, what's he saving up all that money for? But no, he just spent some more money. He warped in a couple of stalkers, so warping in some units. Now he's going to go for an expansion. So Sjow just playing it safe, deciding to warp in a whole nother batch of units before even going for this expansion. And I think definitely we're going to see an expansion from Sjow here, clearing out the way, getting rid of those stalkers. And he's going to throw up this expansion. Unfortunately, okay, that Hellion was there. He saw this probe waiting, and he has to assume there's going to be an expansion popping up very soon. And this observer is up here hanging out, checking stuff out. Let's see what he's seen so far. So he sees the expansion being built, and there come the drops. Okay, I figured he was going to do this. Swap to this starport over here to this reactor. Now he's going to have 2 medevacs full of units to do a drop, but we do have that 1 Colossus out, and this observer, is he going to see it? Is he going to see it? Where'd that medevac go? I think he's just going to be a single medevac drop. I thought he was going to do a 2 medevac drop, but I guess not. Oh, actually, there's the second one right there. Very sneaky. So he's dropping here. He's going to need to pull back. He's going to lose that medevac. Oh, no. Drop one horribly, horribly, horribly bad for Sjow. This second one here, I think he just got a little too jumpy with this first drop. You know, whenever you have 2 drops and you're coming in from 2 different times, you need to have them basically one start, you know, just a second before the other, so that way they can't focus their attention and the game won't send out that warning saying, you know, your buildings are under attack, because if you already see it's under attack, you won't think maybe I'm under attack somewhere else. But Marines being dropped here, Marines and Marauders needs to focus down and kill some probes. He's actually killing quite a few here. Let's check that harvester count's dropping very quickly, 28, 35. He's just killing so many more. Now he needs to get out of there. He doesn't lose his second medevac. Oh, he gets out of there just fine. He's going to do some more dropping. Actually, no, I think it'd probably be safer if he just flies on home. But yes, this drop could have been so much more effective if you waited on this drop. You know, Starcraft, one of the most important skills to learn in Starcraft is be patient. And if this drop would have just waited, just like, you know, for this drop to come around here, if this drop first landed here, started attacking this expansion, the whole army would have been pulled down here. Then you could come in and drop up here just like 2 seconds later and be a lot more effective. So, Sjow with this expansion up, both players with their expansion up, but you can see we've got Sjow in the lead by about 10 harvesters at this point. Actually, it's just 9 right now. Actually, now it's 10. But with a pretty big lead on there. And we got a bunch of Vikings coming out. Vikings, of course, you're going to have to deal with those tall boys. They're going to be very effective against that. And his income is extremely higher, so he can produce a bunch of bio and not really have to worry about spending that extra money on the Vikings. But it's definitely going to be worthwhile. So Vikings bio versus a standard warp gate army and some Colossi. And both players on 2 base. So actually, scratch that. We got Sjow setting up another base. And Sjow with the scouting. Is he going to check this out? It looks like he's going to just run by there. But a little Marine here getting evaporated in the laser. And where is he going with this? What's he searching for? He's just checking out some art, checking out the statue over here, checking out the Ming statue. But now he's going to come up here, and he's just on the edge of that. There, he just barely saw that expansion. And he's actually coming up here to put a pylon. I guess he was looking for it, go on the attack. But Sjow has shown that, once again I used that horrible pun, but anyway, he has shown that he likes to do these drops. So Sjow is now forced to think about that for the entire game. He's even leaving 2 stalkers here back in base to deal with any type of drops. Surprised he hasn't put another pylon back here just for that. But he's going to go on the offensive, and what type of units do we have here for Sjow? He's got no upgrades. He's got about 1 medevac. He's making a bunch of barracks. So he saw this 3rd base, and he knows, Sjow knows that this is the one point in the game where he's going to have maybe a chance to beat him just because he spent so much money on that expansion, and he is behind as is. So he just put a bunch of money in this. I don't think he's made very many probes. Still at 38, so extremely low versus 52. So he's built up a big army, and now's his chance to attack. Good force fields here on the left. Even sorry. But you know, he's got 2 units back here. The Vikings coming in from the right, dealing so much damage. He's pulling back a little bit. And, wow, Mike doing very well with that Colossus in the back. Immortal Vikings, way too many Vikings to deal with this. But essentially crushing this entire fight. And, oh man, it looks like Sjow may actually lose this. And here we have the drop coming in. And Sjow just completely tearing up this expansion. And Sjow is now in full retreat. And I don't think he has enough to do anything. We check the resources, 53 versus 89. Yeah, this is not looking good for Sock. We're probably going to see him GG here any second. 3 bases versus essentially 1 at this point. There we got the GG. So Sock actually, yeah, Sock losing this game. This was just some great harassment by Sjow. Could have done, could have done a little bit better, but I mean, overall it worked out very well. That he did the same rush at the beginning, but it was of course shut down by that sentry. And but he came in with that drop, did a lot of damage, and just set up this third base. That kind of triggered the attack from Sock to go in there and go in for a fight. But Sjow pulled his SCVs. Some players wouldn't have pulled their SCVs, but he knew that if he held off that attack, he would be doing very well. I think this was a best of 3, but if there's another game in the series that I cast next, that means it's a best of 5. So there might be another game, might not be. I'm gonna go check my replays. See you guys later.